Morning, children, brothers and sisters. If you ever watch this, apologize because I can't speak Spanish, y'all. Yeah, doing my best. I've been through a lot, my brothers and sisters. If you ever watch this, been through a lot. You know, through a lot. But I'm sure a lot of you have as well. But I know I always say don't think, but I've been thinking, and I wonder, am I supposed to suffer to the last second? Is anyone ever going to believe in me? Is anyone ever going to have any faith in me? Anybody? You know how bad I wanted to teach the people? When I was in Charlottesville, I was so just crushed, man. Just, boy, was I disillusioned. I thought I could teach the people and, you know, like they say in the Bible, like Jesus did, you know. That was probably a bunch of bullshit. Probably nobody listened to him. Nobody. He probably didn't have no people fucking watching him speak and all that shit. That was probably just a bunch of complete bullshit. Because what's the difference from him to me? Well, he knew magic because he was initiated into the mysteries, and I haven't been. You know, so I can't walk on water. But that was probably that could have been bullshit too. Who knows? Well, that was a long time ago, guys. And plus, the Bible was just full of complete garbage. You know, they just twisted our teachings around, and just destroyed it. You know, that's why all of you should be very upset with the Jews because they did that. They did that to us. They did that to us. The clouds without water, blown about by the winds. That's what they're talking about. The Jews. You know, and our founding fathers tried to keep them out of the country, but it's not even a country. It's a fucking corporation. But you know what I mean. They tried. They tried passing bills and everything. And the Jews had already infested shit. The Illuminati was already in, because Illuminati didn't start here. Illuminati started in Bavaria. They were already in. They were already in existence. You know, and it was a fight from day one. Day one. You know, that's why they infested the Masons. Fucking destroyed the name of the Masons. Destroyed it. Destroyed the reputation. But I see through the bullshit. So it ain't destroyed as far as I'm concerned. That's only for ignorant people. You know, the Masons are good. They're not bad. And now they've been made into the scapegoat. Just like we have been. You know. Like I said, you guys probably maybe you didn't watch it, but if you look at the Rothschild parties, there's no satanic symbolism, ladies and gentlemen, because they worship a virus, is what they do. And it has no symbolism because it's just a fucking virus. That's all it is. And all the dumb, lower down people in the Illuminati think that they represent Satan, which is a bunch of complete bullshit because they don't represent us. I mean, I believe some of them. This is what I believe. I believe that our Lord made some agreements with some of these people, hoping that they would, well, they were supposed to do things that they didn't, and they turned out to be bums. Turned out to be bums. He probably I know assumption is characteristic of the ignorant, but I'm really, I'm reaching. I know in some things I'm reaching a little bit, but I believe that he made some agreements with some of these people, and they were supposed to do things they didn't do. They didn't do, and they turned out to be bums and just pussies, and they just, they're surrounded by these wolves, and they're. I mean, look at Obama. You know, I try not to speak. I try not to slander him because I voted for him and I believed in him. And believe it or not, I still believe in him. He's a man. Well, I don't know if he could be a light orb, but he could be. I'm sure there's probably clones of him. You know, there's probably like 3 or 4 Obamas. You know, only stands to reason. Matter of fact, Obama could actually not even be on the planet right now. He could already have escaped. But he's not going to escape, but he escaped to one of the other planets, but he's not going to escape the program because I can reach all lengths of the program. There's nowhere on this earth or anywhere on any planet that knows not our presence, as we are encompassed by the Nordics and the VLAN. And you can't escape the VLAN. The VLAN can go back and forth between programs. So how are you going to escape them? Even if you go to another program, I'll still come get you. They'll still get you. There's nowhere you can go. Nowhere. Unless you create your own single verse. But I don't think they are smart enough to do that. But if they're in control of the generator, maybe they do have the ability to do that. You know, you know. Like I said, even if they escape there's probably a new program because this program's infested with the virus. So as soon as this program got infested with the virus, they probably created a new program. But either way, the VLAN can go anywhere they want. So you can't escape them. It's impossible. And I will track these people down to wherever I gotta go. I don't have to stay on the throne the whole time. I mean, both Lucifer and I have reincarnated ourselves over and over and created all kinds of avatars and everything else. All these people, all these, well, a lot of them are hierarchy too. Belio and Azazel, these people, and some of our generals, and they've reincarnated themselves, all through history. I was Alexander the Great, I believe. So it just gives you a little idea. So I don't believe that I have to stay on the throne the whole time. I mean, I believe that our hierarchy sits on the throne for a certain amount of time. If, we decide that we want to address some sort of issue, because we're impervious to linear time. I'm basically, as everything exists here and now, and I'm going to become impervious to linear time at some point. So basically, I already am impervious to linear time. Just at this present state, in our, on our, see, linear time is like a conveyor belt, my children. When you escape this dimension and you're in the 4th dimension, they look at us like we're on a conveyor belt. And they can go on the conveyor belt at any point, the past, future, wherever they want. Once you're impervious to linear time, that's how that works, Plus, I don't fully understand omnipresence, but that's part of it. That's part of it. That's what omnipresence is. Being able to go on the conveyor belt and with time anywhere you choose. I try to explain things as simply as I can to you people. So getting back to our president, I try not to slander him, because he probably liked these Illuminati music people, he probably didn't realize what the implications of what he was getting involved in, you know. And now, even though he's the commander in chief, he's surrounded by these wolves, and you know, what do? They threaten your loved one. So I'm sure his loved one, wife, I'm sure he's concerned for her or whatever she is, you know, even if she's a man, you know, so what? You know, because my children, our souls are non-polar. We're neither man nor woman. Just like I said, I haven't always been a man. I lived as a woman before too. So our souls are non-polar. In the beginning, the very, very beginning, we weren't man or woman, we just were. And our gender was imposed upon us as a distraction. It wasn't just for procreation, you know. It was a distraction to take us away from our spiritual development. Everything is a distraction. Everything. Everything is designed in this matrix as a distraction and to kill you. Like I said, the bottle of water. That plastic is made as harmful as possible. Just use that as a good example. The plastic is made as harmful as it possibly could be made, so it'll kill you. You know, they make foods that don't need these preservatives and additives in them. You know, they'll still have a fairly decent shelf life, but they put them anyways just to kill you. You know, and many of them are human byproducts. So not only are they trying to kill you, they're scorching you at the same time because you're eating your own dead. You know, everything is scorched. Our whole language is a scorch. It's just full of scorches. Every day when we talk, we don't realize that we're scorching the shit out of ourselves. We don't realize. That's why we're not going to speak English when we come back. We're not going to. Matter of fact, by the time we come back, we probably won't even be speaking English by then. I don't think we're going to be gone long, but I know I'm not going far away because I'm going to make sure I keep a close eye on my dimensions. Our dimensions, not mine. It's not all my, you know. Ours. It's ours. We're going to control every dimension. Every single dimension, every single angle. There's going to be no more space rat termites in there. There's going to be no more cracked, gray, adrenal juice monkey monsters. Those are all them people, all those gray aliens, they're going to be totally annihilated. I'm going to kill every last one of them. Every last one. Except for the ones that are standing on our image. I'm sure there's some. We have some on our side, I'm sure, because it only stands to reason. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Yeah. So, if anybody doesn't see that wisdom, it's, oh, they got gray monkeys on their side. Oh. Then you're just stupid. Yeah, just stupid. So, you know, our president could stand up and say, you know what? I'm commander-in-chief, and change my mind. I'm not going to kill everybody. I'm not going to gas everybody. Never mind. Forget it. Let's save the people, you know. Save them. Look at them. Imagine what he could do. Like I said, I tried to talk about this before, but as I got shot in the head, I lose track of what I'm talking about. So, imagine what they could do, my children. With all the money the Vatican has, and as they just print money, I mean, it doesn't have any worth or value, but the only value our money holds is in your mind. That's it. Has no value. Just a piece of paper. And the reason that it holds value is because it's a spell. Money is a spell. That's why they put all that weird shit on there. That's part of the spell, you know. That's why when you have money, you have an urge to go and spend it all because that's what is made that way. The spell is imparted into the money, so you get money. I gotta go spend it. No, you don't got to go spend it. That's the spell. It's working on you. That's what that's about. That's about. It's the same thing that we do with our important magic books. You know, even my book of invocations right there. That book's alive. That book is the demons have empowered that. That book is so powerful. I mean, I know you people don't really understand what I'm talking about unless you're, unless you're a magician or a sorcerer or a witch. You don't really understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, and money is the same thing. It's imparted with power, with spells, with like the Bible. It was made a certain way. So when you read it, you're putting a spell on yourself. Because you don't, unless you have the power of discernment, you just put a spell on yourself, basically. You know. You know. Our Lord, remember, children, remember these important words. Our Lord says, anyone who suffers in my name shall be rewarded in another world. He doesn't say, well, you did a lot of bad things and you're a dirtbag, and no matter what you do, you'll never be rewarded. That's not what he said. Even the worst people, the worst people, if they stood up at the last minute and said, you know what, I'm not going along with this bullshit, kill everybody and gas everybody and chop their heads off and all this other shit. I'm not going along with it. Fuck it, kill me. And you know what's going to happen to that person? He's going to be rewarded in another world. Even though, I hate to even say his name, but even our president. If he stood up and said, you know what, I'm not going to forget it. I'm the commander in chief. Hey, I don't care what you say. Oh, well, kill me. And you know what's going to happen? If he's not a light orb, and even if it's a light orb, maybe our Lord will still save the fractions of his spirit, and maybe he could still save him. And I'm sure he would probably do his best. Anybody. So I said, anybody who suffers in my name shall be rewarded in another world. Anybody. He says, anybody. That's what he says, anybody. Anybody. Even the worst. Even the worst. No matter what you did. He's endlessly forgiving, my children. Endlessly forgiving. You know, like I said, come on. You guys slandered him and shit on him for thousands of years. And he still put up with it. I wouldn't have put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it. There's no way in the world I'm going to put up with it. I'm really rattling along here. We're at 18 minutes. Let me read this. The loss of meaning. The illusion is about to disappear, my children. All hopes and dreams for most people will collapse. Despair, terror, and abandon will promote many to exhibit irrational behaviors. I predict that before FEMA closes in, or any extremely major natural disasters will occur, all commercial business will come to almost a complete halt. Many stores will close and some will move away from the cities. There will be much migration of people from the coast and low-lying areas. Most people will simply stop going to work, which you should do. If you got money, there's no reason to go to work. Dance is over. It's the end of the world. Most people will simply stop going to work. People will spend all their money on drugs, alcohol, gambling, and prostitution, as they probably should. Like I said, go ahead. Have a good time. Enjoy your last days. Enjoy them. Should be enjoy. You got money, enjoy it. What you going to work for? If you got money to last you for a couple of months, because that's all you got left anyway, before they kill you. Well, try to kill you. But don't forget, the cone of power is going to be released, and a lot of people are going to drop dead, my children. Right off the rip. Even before the monsters come out, even before anything else happens. Cone of power is going to be released. That's the first thing that's going to happen. Cone of power. That's what I believe. Like I said, I don't got all the answers, but I mean, if it was up to me, that's how I would do it. But I'm just like I said, I'm just putting my 2 cents. I'm still just a homeless bum, so that's all I am. Just another homeless bum at this point. So, uh, there's no time left for much else. I foresee alien races conspiring to abduct many people to use for experiments and slaves. That's already happening. This is most unfortunate, but it most likely happens every time the black sun arrives. I predict the comet and planet will produce many showers of asteroids and meteors to hit the Earth. The sun will be no more. It will become extremely cold. It will start slowly and become worse. I hope I am wrong and that people can somehow die quickly and not suffer. I am so sorry to see our end come to us. We cannot deny that some fault will always lie with us. We are the ones who let the wolves surround us while we were sleeping. The value of life will slip to an all-time low. It will become evident to many that they will not escape death. There is a faint hope of help from other races, but there will be no way to know who to trust. As once the people are taken, there will be no way to warn others of the abductions. Stores will be looted, and there will be many bodies in the streets for the vultures that are already gathering for their last supper. I don't know if you notice all the vultures in the sky, because they already know what's coming. But probably most people don't notice that, because they're more important to watch Jerry Springer. So, anyways, have a nice day.